The last game that we have to talk about, we have the 9-7-1 Pittsburgh Steelers traveling on the road to take on the 12-5 Kansas City Chiefs. This game is going to be played this Sunday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, kickoff on NBC. The Kansas City Chiefs are a 12-point favorite going into this game. And the last time these two teams matched off, CBS took it upon themselves, ladies and gentlemen, to do us a favor and change the game to a more competitive football game. Like, that's how bad the Chiefs were beating Pittsburgh. Like, CBS just said, you know what, let's just put another game on. It was the Raiders and Broncos playing, and me being a Steelers fan, I was just looking at the screen, I was just like, bro, I want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that I've been rooting for my whole entire life, play against Kansas City. I don't care what the score is. I want to support my team. However, CBS started differently and put the Broncos and Raiders game on. Really upsetting. So, if you're a Steelers fan like me, you're asking yourself, okay, JT, how in God's name do we go into Arrowhead and pull off the upset against Kansas City? Well, other than praying, I think the first thing that the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do is they have to make sure that they don't allow the game to get out of hands early. If Pittsburgh is only down 10 points going into the fourth quarter, that's a victory. That's pretty much the mentality that Pittsburgh has had in certain situations this year, in certain games. It kind of has been, just survive, just get to the fourth quarter. So for Pittsburgh, if you can get to the fourth quarter, that's one. The next thing is going to be, can you get stops on defense? Okay, because your defense probably had its worst performance that it has had all year against the Kansas City Chiefs. And your offense didn't really do you no favors because the offense kept going 3 and out and, playing the putt challenge. So your offense didn't help you out because 30 seconds right after you was just off the field, you're throwing your helmet back on, you're right back on it. So the defense of Pittsburgh should be able to get some stops in this game. However, a big difference between the Chiefs offense going into this game compared to their last matchup is the fact that Kansas City's offense was dominant without Travis Kelce. Now Travis Kelce plays in this game. So what is going to be the game plan for Mike Tomlin? What are going to be the adjustments that Mike Tomlin is going to make defensively? Not only to account for Tyreek Hill, but to account for Travis Kelce. Now Devin Bush has been not really all that great this year, but in his prime years before his injury, he was really good in coverage and he was really good matched up against tight ends. So are you going to say, hey, Devin, we need you to step up in this game and we need you to slow down Travis Kelce? We're not asking you to shut him down. We're just asking you to slow him down. Or are you going to put Minka up on him? Are you going to match up with Minka over the top and have somebody playing underneath against them? You're going to have to find some way to slow down Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill because you cannot allow those two guys to control the game if you are a Steelers fan. And on top of that, you're going to have to find ways to get Patrick Mahomes down. You cannot allow Patrick Mahomes to get outside the pocket, create, buy time, and use his legs to keep the drive alive. So TJ Watt is going to be very big in this game. You got Cam Heyward. You're going to have to make sure that those guys get a lot of pressure up front, and that's going to be pretty tough to do because Pittsburgh has one of the best pass rushers in all of the NFL. You look at Cam Heyward and TJ Watt, both those guys being Pro Bowlers, but you also have a couple of other nice guys who are good rotational pieces on that pass rush of Pittsburgh. However, they're going against one of the best, most talented offensive lines in all of the NFL. So I'm really intrigued in seeing who ends up winning the battle in the trenches the second go around, because in the first matchup, the Chiefs dominated Pittsburgh up front in that department, and it wasn't even close. So Pittsburgh is going to have to be way better up front if they're going to look to slow down this Chiefs offense. Now, offensively, for Pittsburgh, you're really just hoping that, the defense can get enough stops and hope to give you good field position, rather that be a turnover, or maybe you get a good punt return from Ray McLeod, but their offense probably isn't going to do much. Points are probably going to be at a premium, and then Pittsburgh gets inside the 40. That's when their most valuable player this year, which has been outside of TJ Watt, Chris Boswell, you're going to need him to make sure that he's reliable for you once you get in the field goal range. So if you can keep the game within 10 points going into the fourth quarter, it still allows you to run your offense. You know what you get out of Pittsburgh offensively. You know that this is a team that wants to run the football with Najee, and then they were slowly but surely find a way to dink and dunk themselves into a big play, whether that be with Deontay Johnson making something happen with the ball in his hands. He's been really underrated this year. He's having a career year. You also got Pat Freiermuth, who probably has been the second best rookie tight end this year behind Kyle Pitts. So you got him. Then you got Chase Claypool, who is the big play threat on the outside, who catches the 50-50 balls. You need to get him more involved. So for Pittsburgh, you got to make sure that you're still able to run the football effectively, which you were pretty good running the football against Kansas City the first go around, but that's probably because Kansas City didn't put a lot of emphasis on stopping the run because you were already down by several possessions. So the team I'm going to take to win this game, I got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. And as much as it's going to pain me to pick against my Pittsburgh Steelers, knowing that this probably could be the last game of Ben Roethlisberger's career, look at Pittsburgh, man, and it's just, you just look at this game and it's kind of a mismatch. Pittsburgh's defense should keep them in this game. But I'm not really expecting all that much out of Pittsburgh's offense because we know what Pittsburgh's offense has been all year. It's been Swiss cheese. And unless this defense is able to help this offense out a lot, and I do mean a lot, they're going to need a lot of turnovers and a lot of things to go their way. I think Kansas City should win this one, and they should win it pretty handily. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win 31-14 is going to be my final score prediction for this matchup. And this is it for my NFL Wildcard Weekend preview and prediction for the AFC matchups. Let me know what you guys think about them down in the comment section down below. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you also like the video and subscribe. Check out the JT Sports Podcast. Every video that is uploaded on the YouTube channel is available in audio format on every single audio platform that you listen to your podcasts on. That's where you can find the audio version of these videos at. So all you gotta do is type in the JT Sports Podcast on any podcasting platform and it should pop up, or you can go to the link down in the description and it will take you to either the Apple Podcast or the Spotify Podcast. You can go ahead, check out the JT Sports Podcast from there, and make sure that you leave a 5-star review.